The following segment is sponsored by Daniel A. White and Associates. It does not necessarily reflect the views of WDEL or Forever Media. Rick Jensen on 1150 AM, 1017 FM, WDEL.
Well, I've been a client of Dan White for many, many years, and I'm really happy about it. Dan and his team, you have Dan Simon, you have Andrew Wood, all experts in retirement income planning, are fantastic to talk to, and they have such great knowledge of what's happening in their industry, which affects you in so many ways. And I got Andrew Wood on the phone right now in the Middletown office. Andrew, thanks for being on, man.
Have me, Rick.
I'm glad you're here. So, we talk a lot about, planning for retirement, and right now we're seeing what's happening. Which a lot of people are uneasy about banks, although I maintain that our banks here in this area are not so specialized and overwrought with crypto or, commercial real estate loans like the big skyscrapers that seem to be going into a default in Los Angeles, things like that. I mean, I think we're good. And I've talked to a number of people in banks here. And then people are thinking, well, okay, what about my 401k plan? Oh, well, if you're a stock picker, maybe you're doing okay. But overall, it's a challenge. And then you, Andrew, over at the Dan White Associates, you look at a lot of details that might not even have to do with return, because with interest rates going up and up and up, that's a great thing for retirees, isn't it?
It certainly can be. And I'll tell you, I think you mentioned the word 401k plan, all right?
Yeah.
So the key word is plan there. And devising an income plan is more than just the 401k and the IRA. It's coming up with a comprehensive strategy that's really helped designed to, make sure that you have enough income and you're comfortable for as long as you live. And there are a number of different components to that. And a lot of people don't realize this, but a huge component for most people is going to be Social Security. So what I wanted to go through today, there was some recent news actually just came out, whether today or yesterday. I'm getting kind of bombarded in my emails about, a projected cost of living adjustment for next year.
Okay.
All right. So we know that, last year the cost of living adjustment was the largest that we've seen in 40 years. It was 8.7%. Now, this isn't going to be announced until October, but current projections for 2024 is going to be a lot smaller than that. That's based on projections. So, a lot of retirees benefited from a significant increase to their Social Security checks last year. They should not be expecting quite as high of a number next year based on current projections. They're expecting it to be about 3.1%.
But that's not year to year?
It is year to year, and they use a specific CPI calculation for that. Again, it's projected, so October we're going to know more details. But the recent number that just came out for inflation this past month was just over 4%. It was 4.9%, right? So this projected increase is only going to be about 3.1. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we talk a lot about inflation, longevity, and protecting yourself against certain risks. And Social Security is designed to help protect from inflation risk, but unfortunately, it has kind of failed over the years. I mean, if you look since 2000, for example, cost of living based off of some studies have been up about 141% since 2000, but Social Security cost of living adjustments have only been up about 78%. So for so many people, they've lost about 40% of their purchasing power over the last 20 years with Social Security.
Big time, I know. And we look at year to year. I mean, you look at that big number, 9%, at June or July of last year, and they're saying, okay, inflation's only 3%, but keep in mind, prices are already extraordinarily high. We need to see it go negative before we get to a point where it's like 2019, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, what's the most startling for me when I look at these studies and some of these articles that come out, but basically what I'm reading here is that between 12 and 15% of retirees get more than 90% of their income just from Social Security.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge, huge number. And if you're seeing inflation the way that we're seeing today, and Social Security is not even covering that, then that's a lot of struggle for so many people that are out there that are dependent on Social Security for the bulk of their income.
Gotcha. So,
but you got to have a plan, right? You got to have a plan for income. You got to have a plan to combat inflation, and that's a lot of what we can help individuals with when it comes to dealing with these types of issues throughout the rest of their lives.
Gotcha. So as long as you know what's out there, now you can plan for that. Even if the plan isn't perfect, at least you got a plan.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the plan can really be only as good as the income that you've generated from savings, investments, and Social Security.
I mean, that's typically what people have to work with. When it comes to their retirement, there are only a certain amount of investment vehicles. Now, for most people that I see, quite frankly, they have, it's their 401ks and their IRAs on top of Social Security, and that's it.
Yeah.
Obviously, pensions have almost disappeared. So, again, it's about having a plan and making sure you're comfortable and making sure that, you can sleep at night knowing that you're going to be okay.
And that's what people want to know. We want to know it's going to be okay. So that's what you guys are for, and you're very, very good at that. Andrew Wood, Dan White & Associates. Give them a call at 888-690-8820, 888-690-8820. And you say, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I have got enough. Well, you'll find out. Or you might say, gosh, I've saved a lot of money. I'm really worried about losing it. Well, these guys are great at that, especially. All right, Andrew, thanks for the call. I appreciate it, sir.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
All right.